East and gone back to Sheffield. If they can sort it out.
I, Stephen Ingram, being the returning officer at the election held on Thursday, June 2017, do hereby give notice that the number of votes cast for each candidate at the election is as follows. Nick Clegg, Liberal Democrats, 19,756. Jared O'Mara, Labour Party, 21,881. Logan Robin, Green Party, 823. John Gordon Thurley, UK Independence Party, 929. Ian Jeffrey Walker, the Conservative Party candidate, 13,561. Stephen Dominic Winston, Social Democrats Party, 70. Total spoiled papers, 89. And I hereby declare that Jared
Nick
O'Mara
Clegg has lost his seat in Sheffield Hallam. It's worth remembering, he looks quite saddened by that he was the man responsible for the great experiment in politics in going into the coalition with the Conservatives and paid a terrible price. His party did, and now tonight he's paid the price and does look what you might call almost visibly upset at having lost Sheffield Hallam.
He does. He's been the MP there for a long time. Of course, this is the end of what had been a very successful political career. He was the Deputy Prime Minister for 5 years, of course, then took on those brutal wounds from being part of the coalition. But to lose his seat, rather than being able to curtail his career at a time of his own choosing, is, of course, not what anyone would choose. Of course, all political careers end in failure, don't they? But I wonder, too, for the Liberal Democrats, their USP at this election was that promise of a second referendum. But the most prominent exponent of that, of all, Nick Clegg, has lost his seat. So we will see through the night how that strategy of offering a second referendum has played out in different places. You know, we've just seen Joe Swinson win in Scotland, but it seems to me it's almost like there's a different election taking place in Scotland.
Lord Ashcroft was saying earlier that Scotland may have saved the Conservatives. It looks as Scotland has also saved the Liberal Democrats. They've now lost 2 seats in England, but they're picking up seats in Scotland.
And they expect also to lose Leeds North West. Yes. Greg Mulholland, that also we expect that to be a Labour gain too. But again, you know, this 2 tribes election playing out in extraordinarily different ways in different parts of the country.
How many Liberal Democrat seats do we have in so far? Because our scoreboard there is showing just 1 Liberal Democrat seat, no change. Is that correct?
I think that's right.
Net 1.
Yeah.
But
I hope that's right.
But they may well pick up Vince Cable's old seat, Twickenham, maybe 1 or 2 others in London. But they're not going to pick up anything in the southwest. The results we're in from the southwest, the Liberal Democrats have gone further backwards, so I don't think they'll pick up anything there.
As we said at the start of the night, the Liberal Democrats would be happy to hold on to what they had and maybe make a couple of gains, but they were not expecting much else.
Well, the victor there in Sheffield Hallam, Jared O'Mara, speaking, and we will just hang on, I think, just for a moment to see if we can hear Nick Clegg's speech. Let's just remind you of the figures here in Sheffield. The Labour vote, 21,881. Liberal Democrats, 18,756. The Conservatives, 13,561. And the share of the vote, 38%. For Labour, 35%. For the Liberal Democrats, 24% for the Conservatives. And the switch since last time, Labour goes up 3, Liberal Democrats down 5, Conservatives up 10, and the swing from Liberal Democrat to Labour, 4%. And certainly a long speech being made there, but I think he may be just coming to the end. And I hope the defeated Nick Clegg will be the next to speak. And I think it's just worth hanging on for that. Yes, you can speak. As long as he's speaking, you can speak.
Voters tell pollsters they want politicians to put nation before party. Nick Clegg did that massively after the 2010 election. And it looks as if voters don't reward politicians who put nation before party.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd just now like to invite Nick Clegg to say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the. Thank you very much for this opportunity to say a few words. And I'd obviously like to start by congratulating Jared on his spectacular victory. It's been the greatest privilege of my political life to represent this wonderful constituency of Sheffield Hallam for the last 12 years. And I wish Jared Amara all the very best of luck in representing the families and communities in Sheffield Hallam with the dedication that they deserve. And I also obviously want to fully endorse what Jared said about you as Chief Returning Officer and all of your staff in once again conducting the elections across our great city so professionally. So thank you very much indeed. A huge special thanks from me to Penny Baker, to my agent Andy Sanger, and to my whole team here, who not only supported me as ever so unflaggingly in this snap general election, but also in the 12 years in which I have served as an MP in Sheffield Hallam, and prior to that, my Liberal Democrat predecessor, Richard Allen, as well. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything that you have done. Thank you very much indeed. In my time in Parliament, I've never shirked from political battles. I've never retreated from the political battlefield. I've always sought to stand by the liberal values I believe in, but I, of course, have encountered this evening something that many people have encountered before tonight, and I suspect many people will encounter after tonight, which is in politics. You live by the sword and you die by the sword. But I would just like, if I may, just to say a couple of words about what faces the Parliament that is going to be constituted in a few days' time in Westminster. It is a Parliament which, in my judgment, will not only face the excruciating task of trying to assemble a sensible government for this country, will not only need to deal with the agonising decisions which we face as a country as we navigate our way towards Brexit, but is a Parliament that is presiding over a deeply, deeply divided and polarised nation. We saw that in the Brexit referendum last year, and we see it here again tonight. Polarised between left and right, between different regions and nations and areas of the country, but most gravely of all, this huge gulf now between young and old. And my only plea would be to all MPs, including Jared, from all parties, is this, that we will not pick our way through the very difficult times that our country faces if in the next Parliament MPs of all parties simply seek to amplify what divides them. We must try and reach out to each other to try and find common ground if we are to heal those profound divisions. Because if we do not, it is my judgment that our country will endure unprecedented hardship and difficulty in the years ahead.
You didn't frankly have the balls to put country before party.